Hello everyone, welcome to MRU E-Learning powered by Malla Reddy University. I am Dr. Nemani Subhash, Associate in Placements and Corporate Relations from Malla Reddy University, Department of Training and Placements. Today I am here to discuss about the employability and e-learning for engineering students. So the presentation of my session goes like this today. I am going to introduce about the topic introduction and what is employability and what are the skills required for employable and why e-learning matters today and skills every engineering student must develop and how e-learning improves employability, how to use effectively e-learning, the gap between industry and curriculum needs, and how engineering students can become more employable, and the role of an institute and the faculty for building engineering students getting employable, and also the placement opportunity for engineering students in various sectors, and then followed by the conclusion. So if you look into the introduction, today's highly competitive world, a degree alone is not enough for getting employable. So what truly matters is the skills where the student has to develop and adaptability and their willingness to keep learning. So these are the three key factors for any engineering student to get employable. So and this is where exactly e-learning becomes a game changer. With this introductory note, now I move on to what is employability. So if you look into what is employability in a simple terms, employability is nothing but ability to get a job and perform well in a job and grow in the career. So being an engineering student, for any engineering student, employability depends upon three major skills where a student has to acquire. One is the technical skills, which is a very backbone for engineering to graduate. Second one is the soft skills. The third one is industry readiness. So these are the three major skills each individual should acquire to get employable and sustain in the job market. So let us now see how e-learning helps to build all the three aspects. So what is e-learning and how e-learning matters today? So the world is changing faster and even ever. As the technology is evolving every day, industry is now expecting the students to update and get industry ready. So in this aspect, e-learning allows you to get accessible to anytime, anywhere where an individual student can learn and also get an access for global resources and also can learn at their own space whenever the time permits and also stay up to date with the latest trends. So this is the most important thing because as the technology is going rapidly evolving, once if a student is not being updated to his skill set, he is nowhere can sustain the job market. However, whether irrespective of these qualities, being an engineering graduate, students should have strong coding skills, competitive coding skills, and also since AI is evolving, how to use the technology and also the communication skills plays a backbone and also the cloud computing and as the design thinking and also interview preparation. So these are the very essential for everything which is available online where a student can take it from the different resources and perform to the best to acquire and get industry ready and job ready. So platforms like NPTEL where a lot of courses being taught by well-known professors from NITs, IITs, where a student can register to the courses and get certified, and also platform like Swayam, and also a platform like Coursera, where international exposure can also be given by choosing the different courses, not only technically, also non-technical courses, and a platform like Udemy, and also LinkedIn Learning, which is actively essential for any graduate. Updating his profile and learning from the LinkedIn is always very much required. And apart from this, they also have an AWS cloud services and a Google and also a Microsoft Learner. So these are the things where highly qualitative and education accessible is there for any student for getting employable and skill ready. So now if you look into the next aspect is skills every engineering student must develop. What are the certain skill set where every engineering student should develop to get an employable is a highly employable unit is the technical skills followed by combination of technical, soft skills and also the professional skills. So if you look into step by step, first we focus on technical skills. So what are the technical skills required for an engineering graduate to excel where he can be getting employable and sustain in the market? The first one, if you look into the software industry, the first most important technical skill required is programming, where either it could be a C language or a Java, or C++, or a Python or Java. Either of these four languages, a combination or blend of these four languages followed by SQL on databases. So these are the different programming languages where each individual should be excel in to get sustained and to get employable in the software industry. And also next followed by data analytics and AI and machine learning, because as the technology is rapidly growing, we have a different combination of branches in CSE and allied branches like artificial intelligence and machine learning, data science and cybersecurity. So in these courses, when you talk about a data science, data analytics skills are very much required for getting a student to get employable in data science domain. Similarly, if AIML, artificial intelligence and machine learning student is to get employable, so he need to also develop the different AI models and machine learning models, and it should be adaptable for the technology. And also similarly, cloud computing and networking and cybersecurity, because whenever we talk about networking, computer networks plays a vital role in getting placed in certain domain. And also if you look into the mechanical or civil or electrical or electronics communication engineering students, so AutoCAD is the backbone for them, and SolidWorks or CATIA or MATLAB, these are the tools very much required. Apart from these tools, there will be separate specific domain tools or technologies related to their specific domain. So up to date, whatever the technologies or skills are required for their specific domain, once the student has to upgrade himself, then only he can be sustaining in the job market. Next, as after the technical skills, if you look into the soft skills, so what are the different soft skills required for a student in addition to the technical skills required to get employable? First is communication skills, because whatever the medium of language is there, internationally it will be in the form of an English. So unless a student is unable to interpret or unable to express his thoughts in a proper manner, it cannot be deliverable. So that's why communication skills plays a vital role. Not only communication skills include LSWR, either it could be reading, listening, speaking, writing. And then problem solving skills, which very much the present current market is looking for, and graduates with a problem solving skills. So this comes through analytical thinking, reasoning thinking, critical thinking. And also next is teamwork and collaboration. Because once when any student gets employable and joins an organization, it's a teamwork. So he should know how to work in a team and build a collaboration between the team, within the team, to get successful. And also, as I said, critical thinking is another aspect, major role in soft skills. And the time management. This is a very most important thing, because once a student gets employable, there will be time frames and time delays or time deadlines to be submitted. Everything to be managed on time. In this way, the time management is a crucial in a soft skills part of you. And then comes the professional skills. Once the student is strong in technical skills, combination of soft skills, the another extra skill which is required for a student to be graduated and get employable is professional skills. So in professional skills, one is resume building, because as an individual student you might be having a different skills, different perspectives. Getting all those and keeping in a segregate form, it will give us the resume building. And next is LinkedIn profile management, because these days social media plays a vital role in a student's career. So once a student should have a strong profile in a LinkedIn career where recruiters get attracted towards it. The next one is interview preparation. So whatever the company is, student or candidate is sitting for, he should be thorough in giving a preparation in terms of interview. And also the internship and project experience. This is again another crucial part where now industry is looking for the internships. So either it could be in the second year of the engineering or third year, either 2-1 or 2-2 or 3-1, 3-2. Whatever the internship you do, that plays a major role, because internship gives you a practical exposure towards the work environment. And also the project, whatever doing, either it is a mini project or major project or application development. This plays an important role, and while keeping this in a resume will create a added value addition to any graduate to get employable. So these are the three different areas where a student will have an exposure, and also e-learning helps you develop all these skills. Next, if you look into the next segment is how e-learning improves employability. So e-learning, what the content, what is student is going through the e-learning, he get exposure towards the industry level certifications. Why? Because industry is looking for students who are getting certified in the updated technologies. So by getting e-learning content, like as mentioned, either it can be NPTEL or Coursera or Udemy, whatever it is, a platform you choose. If you take the courses and if you do the certification, that will create a value added addition for to get employable. The next one is hands-on project-based learning, because whatever the course you choose, if you do a project in terms of a short-term goals, dividing into short-term and do a short, mini or major projects, and if you keep in your resume, that strengthens and gives you a better weightage for getting employable. And also exposure to the case studies. This is again a case studies and to the real world scenarios, because as the world has been sustained, or we have a different sustainable goals. So taking the problems from those sustainable goals and creating a challenging or creating a solution for that gives a confidence where problems can be solved in that manner. And the next one is portfolio and GitHub projects. So this is again one of the important area where a student can develop. Creating a project or developing a project and keeping in a GitHub will create exposure towards the online resources where he can practice and prepare. And also the confidence during the interview. And also the clear advantage over other candidates, because whenever a candidate gives follow all the steps, definitely his confidence level will be increasing and he is ready for employable. And also companies today are looking for self-learners, because the self-learning is one of the crucial aspects where everyone, as the technologies keep on daily evolving, unless the self-learning quality is not there in the candidate or any individual student, it is very hard to get sustained in the market. So that's why students who take initiative and upskill independently will have a lot of scope for employability, and also they can sustain in the competitive world. Next, if you look into, till now we have seen what are the advantages of the e-learning, and now how to use this e-learning effectively. So there are simple strategy where we can figure it out here, how effectively we can use the resources from the e-learning. The first one is identify one skill what you wanted to learn. So this is the most important thing. What is the job market what is the market, how the strategic trends are, and from those you need to identify the course. Once you identify the course, next one is identifying the platform which is trusty and genuine. So once you identify the platform where courses can be offered in a genuine way and it is globally recognized, you need to spend minimum daily 1 hour consistency. So this word consistency is very most important thing. Why? Because whatever the amount of time you spend consistently towards the development and progress of your work will take you to the next level. So that's why spending 1 hour consistently will get you a lot of exposure towards whatever the course or platform you are choosing. And also regular practice. Once you learn any content, practice is very much required in terms of any tools. Either it can be a technical tools or non-technical tools. Using the tools, practice is required where you can get a practical exposure towards that content you have chosen. And as mentioned, create a project. So whatever the course, after the end of the course, take one small objective of the part of the course and try to develop a project and give a solution for that particular problem, and upload that in a GitHub, where GitHub will give you practical exposure, and many experienced learners or experienced evaluators will be observing the GitHub profile. Through the GitHub profile also you may get a lot of opportunities to showcase your whatever the project work you have done. And also add certifications to your resume and LinkedIn. This is again a very most important thing. So whatever the course you have chosen in e-learning and developing it and segregating and bringing all together in a one platform and mentioning in a resume in a systematic way is one step. And the second step is whatever the work projects or course you have done, updating in a LinkedIn will get a lot of social media exposure, where a lot of recruiters or many experienced learners will observe this, and through that also the individual student can get an opportunity for employability. And also, as mentioned, one of the key factors, consistency is the most important parameter than a speed, because how you are doing the course rather than how consistently daily, at least half an hour or 1 hour, keeping a time on that and doing the course plays a vital role for getting e-learning effectively, utilizing the resources through the e-learning platform effectively. So now next, if you look into the gap between the curriculum and industry, why? Because whatever the curriculum we have been designed in the institutions and what the industry expecting, always there is a certain gap between the industry and curriculum what have been designed. So the student must not only depend only on the classroom teaching, but industry, what industry is expecting. Since if you look at, many students only rely on the classroom teaching, but that is not sufficient for to get the skills being enhanced. But what industry is exactly expecting from a candidate, where he can get a better employable skills and he can get employable, is first one is practical knowledge. So as I said, practical knowledge will only be gained once you do the theory course and do any project. So the project, doing a project and uploading it GitHub will get a practical exposure towards a particular subject, and updated technical skills, as I mentioned, because since the technology is evolving, there are a lot of computer science related branches. If you look into AI, ML, data science, cyber security, IoT. So what are the trending technologies in the particular course? You need to update yourself and learn exposure towards the courses, and again build a practical knowledge towards it. And next is problem solving ability. So this is what an industry is expecting from an individual. It's not that whatever the bookish knowledge you have, they expect. Rather than a bookish knowledge, the theoretical concepts are very much required. In addition to the theoretical concepts, the problem solving skills, where as an individual you need to adopt and develop, and also a real world exposure. So as I mentioned, there are a lot of problems evolving around us. So taking that any one problem, how can we give a challenging solution to that, to overcome that problem, plays an important role. So these are the four parameters where industry is expecting, which will not only get by simply from the classroom teaching. Classroom teaching will only give you the theoretical concepts. Taking those theoretical concepts, you need to develop these skills. That is why e-learning will bridge the gap between the industry and the classroom teaching. Next, if you look into the next segment, is how engineering students can become more employable. So ultimately the end of any course after the end of the graduation is getting employable. So how can we increase the percentage of getting employable is to stand in the market. Is first one is build a strong LinkedIn profile, as I have said, because these days social media plays a vital role. Building a strong profile with a GitHub account or whatever the projects you have done with this will create the employable skills more bit. And next, participating in hackathons, workshops and internships. Again, this is very much required, because how theoretical knowledge we have, that can be only showcased when platforms like hackathons come. So always participating in hackathons, either it can be 12 hours hackathon, 24 hours or 36 hours hackathon, where a problem statement will be chosen, and giving a solution for the particular problem statement will create a practical ability. So that is what hackathons are very much required to get practical exposure towards gaining the employability. At the same time, attending workshops. There will be a lot of workshops being conducted by various organizations, like it can be in NITs or IITs or any reputed organizations. So going and attending that workshops will also get a practical knowledge, where experienced faculty or the trainers will give a lot of insights into the practical scenario. And also the internships. So this is again very much important, as I mentioned, either in second year level or third year level, doing an internship will gain practical knowledge. And next, taking certification courses. So once you do any course, applying for a certification which is globally recognized will get a practical exposure. That global certification is very much required, where a recruiters will observe into your profile. That creates a added value addition to your profile by doing a global certifications. And as mentioned, creating a GitHub and uploading the projects in there, and communicate effectively. Communication is very much important, where you communicate with the confidence level, and also stay updated with industry trends, what industry is looking for and how technologies keep on evolving, and always concentrating on that and upgrading and updating yourself. And the last one is learn continuously. As I said, the two important parameters is consistency and continuously. So these are the two very much essential things required for being an individual, as a student or as a learner, to excel in your professional career. And next, if you look into the role of an institution and a faculty, how an institution and a faculty plays an important role in a student to get employable. So colleges, if you look at, especially because 4 years of the graduation, the student will be staying in the college or campus. So that obviously the college plays a vital role in shaping the students to get employable or employability ready. So first one is encouraging online certifications. So always if a college or the university encourages the students in this direction to do the online certifications, definitely the scope of the employability can be increased from the individual perspective. And integrating e-learning with the curriculum, because technology is evolving. Whatever the curriculum we design and frame in the form of a subjects, taking the e-learning content, and if you frame the syllabus or curriculum in such a way that the industry requirements have been fitted into the curriculum, definitely the employability skills can be improved. And next one is organizing workshops and industry sessions. So by calling industry experts from various sectors and organizations and conducting a workshop will definitely create a thought-provoking on a student to excel in their field. And also providing mentorship and lab support. This is again one of the most important parameter is mentorship. Why? Because being a student, if a small guidance being given by a faculty or a coordinator in the form of a mentorship, that creates a lot of impact on his young minds, which can lead to the better employability skills. And also monitoring student progress. So this is again continuous evaluation, day-to-day evaluation or week-to-week evaluation. The monitoring of the student progress is very much required, either in terms of a technical skills or non-technical skills, to get better in their performance. And the last one with this quote I can end is for this role of an institute and a faculty is the best results come from the combination of classroom learning with e-learning, because simply classroom learning is not sufficient to get excel and get employable skills, and simply e-learning is also not enough. The blend of e-learning with classroom learning, whenever it is combination of these two happens, definitely there will be fruitful results, and each and as a being a single individual or as a class of students, definitely the progress will be in a positive manner where employability skills can be increased in the percentage wise. So now the next important segment is what are the different placement opportunities for an engineering student in various sectors. Because if you look at today, engineering graduates have wide range of placement opportunities across the multiple industries. So we are very thankful. This is because of the digital transformation. Since the world is evolving digitally, globally, there are a lot of opportunities for students where they can grab. And companies are hiring skilled engineers from at most every branch. Because as we mentioned, what a company looks for as an individual candidate is they require skills. So once the student has been skilled, definitely the skilled engineer can be grabbed or absorbed by any of the company. So if you look at here, there are major sectors offering strong opportunities. The first one is information technology, which is nothing but we call it as IT sector or software industry. So if you look at here, simple as what are the skills required for a software engineer, we have interpreted here in a form of a small image. So if you look at an engineer, what are the different skills required for an engineer? Right, starting from here, if you look at ability to work in a team, he should be a team player and he should know how to work in a team, and communication skills, as well as data structures and algorithms, because this is very much crucial for a technical role. Data structures and algorithms, it should be strong conceptual skills. At the same time, practically, it should be exposed to solve the problem. And database technologies like PLSQL, MySQL and all those, and programming languages and software architecture. So whenever a student is being combined with all these technical and non-technical and leadership skills, definitely he has a lot of scope in the software industry with the different roles. If you look at here, one different roles where IT industry is offering for a graduate when a person is excel in these fields is software developer, or you can call it as full stack engineer, or data analyst or data scientist, or cloud engineer, or AI or ML engineer, or cybersecurity analyst. So these are the different roles, because since the technology has evolved, not only we have a computer science and engineering branch or information technology, we also have a allied branches under CSC branch. It could be AI, ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning, or data science, or cybersecurity, IoT or IT, or any of these fields. So that's why data analysts, data science students may get opportunities in data science or data science scientist or data analytical engineer. Similarly, a cloud cloud engineer or machine learning engineer. And what are the top recruiters who are recruiting for these roles? Graduates is like companies like Infosys or TCS or Wipro or Capgemini, or if you look at the product based companies like Google or Microsoft or Amazon, or any startup based companies also look for if you have this skill set. Next, if you look into the second is core industry, core engineering sector. So in core engineering sector, we have different branches like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil, triple ECE, triple E or chemical engineering. So what are the different roles being a core engineer in an industry is? One is design engineer or production or manufacturing engineer or QA or QC engineer. Another is maintenance engineer or CAD CAM specialist or embedded system engineer. So these are the different roles for a core sector graduate, where what are the companies offering this? If you look into this, we can see L&T they offer, as well as Hyundai, Ashoka Leyland or Mahindra, and Siemens, or Bosch or Honeywell or ABB. Bharat Electronics, we call it as BEL or BHEL or DRDO. So these are the government sector and private sectors where they offer different roles for core engineering students. And next, if you look into electronics and communication engineering students, EC special in specialization, you can see the different roles where EC student will have an opportunities as a VLSI engineer or IoT engineer, or we call it as PCB design engineer and a communication system engineer or automation and robotic engineer. So these are the different roles being offered by various MNC companies for a graduating students in electronics and communication engineering. And these are the top few MNC companies like Qualcomm or Intel or AMD or Samsung. Research and R&D development side, Samsung usually recruits the EC students, as well as Texas Instrument and Cisco and Micron. So these are the different roles and the companies what the EC students are getting the opportunity. And the next sector is, if you look into the banking and finance or fintech sector, this is again one of the we call it as BFSI sector, where a lot of scope is there for an engineers in all the across the sectors. Either it could be software development or it could be any other branches of engineering like EC or EEE kind of thing, where engineering is in high demand for BFSI sector. So what are the different roles the BFSI sector offers to a graduate is a business analyst, we call it as, or financial data analyst and risk analyst and technical consultant or cyber security for banking system. So if you look at all these roles, analyst is the common where data is to be analyzed and give a better interpretation. So in that aspect, definitely data science students or even machine learning AML students or other branch of engineering students get a lot of scope in working the BFSI sector. And what are the top recruiters who are recruiting for these roles in engineering sector is, you can look into the different various banks like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, SBI, Axis Bank, and also there are another set of companies like Paytm or PhonePe or Rapzorpay, and topmost companies like JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs or Barclays. These are the organizations where they recruit in the BFSI sector the engineering graduates. And next, if you look into the next sector is consulting and banking services. So in this consultancy and banking services also, the different roles being offered for a graduate is analyst or an associate role, a technical consultant, or a management trainee, or we call it as graduate engineering trainee, or operational and operations analyst. So the different service sector organizations, top MNCs like Deloitte, EY or KPMG or PwC or McKinsey or Bain or other top companies where they recruit in the consulting and banking services and give opportunity for students to prove themselves based on the skill set they have. And the next one is cloud, DevOps and digital technologies. This is a trending technologies where a lot of companies looking forward because the saving of the data in the form of cloud is a crucial part. So the different roles in this sector are, one is a cloud engineer, and next is DevOps engineer, and site reliability engineer, which is very much required the skill set for the students to develop in this aspect, and also automation engineer. So if you look at, whenever we talk about a cloud, the first thing comes to mind is Amazon. So that is what AWS, Amazon Cloud Services, one of the top recruiter who recruits in this cloud domain or digital technology transformation domain, at matching or satisfying the skill set. And at the same time, we have Google Cloud, also Microsoft Azure and also IBM, Oracle, or VMware. These are the top MNCs where they recruit the graduates from the different sectors of the engineering, and the different roles being offered with high packages. Next, if you look into after all this, now as the startup ecosystem has been evolved and been encouraged by the government of India, there are a lot of startup emerging technologies where the different roles has been offered for the graduates. If you look at the AI or ML developer, or a blockchain developer, or we call it as AR VR engineer, or data engineer, or product engineer. So different roles has been offered by startup companies with fast going evolving technology and hands-on project exposure. So whenever you have a practical exposure towards the project, there are a lot of startups evolved in this scenario where they look into the skill set matching with the current trends, and they observe you. And also multi-role experiences. It's not only a single domain where a combination of multiple domains, if you are excelling, definitely the engineers as an employability skills, they have a lot of scope in evolving in startup organizations. And also if you look into in short, government and public sector, because not only the software industry, not only core industry or startups, we have another way is government or public sector. So what are the different roles being offered in a government or public sector? If you look into, first one is junior engineer, or we call it as graduate trainee engineer, a similar kind of role, or assistant engineer, or scientist or technical officer, we call with the role, or PSU engineer roles. So what are the different organizations in a government or public sector where they recruit for these roles? If you look in, the first one is ISRO or DRDO or BARAC, or we also have a BSNL or BHEL or GAIL or ONGC or State Electric Board for electrical engineering students, and also railways or defense services where mechanical or electrical or electronics engineering students can also be eligible for these different sector roles in the government. And next, if you look into the next sector is edutech or healthcare or other new age industries where evolving, and what are the different roles being offered for the graduates. The first one is technical developer, the data analyst, and also learning platform engineer, and healthcare software specialist. Why? Because as the technology has evolved, AI has been rapidly growing. So AI has been entered into healthcare sector as well. So there is a lot of scope for young engineers who are excel in AI or machine learning algorithms or the domain, where that can be also played a vital role in healthcare sector. With popular companies like Byju's or Unacademy or Vedantu or Apollo Hospitals or Tata Health or Pacto. These are the different popular companies where they are offering different roles in edutech or healthcare sector for a graduates with this skill set. And next one is research and higher education. So not only in a private sector, government sector, there is a lot of scope in R&D where a person can be as a student or as a graduate, there is a lot of scope for prove themselves and be excel in the R&D or higher education sector with a different research roles like research assistant, or you call it as university research intern or lab engineer. So as the research and higher education is concerned, the opportunities being provided by NITs or IITs or different evolving new universities being established in the society, and at the same time international research labs. So like other laboratories or where the people are performing with the R&D, research and development thought process is there, where they can excel in this domain with different lot of scope. International research labs. And next, how till now we have seen different areas and the platforms and what are the different roles, how the organization is been providing the different roles. Next one is how e-learning helps you to get these jobs. So what is the role of an e-learning where you can get in any of this sector? So if you look at e-learning platform helps to build the skills that industry is expecting, because always being a graduate, the skill set is the most important thing, where if you are a skilled engineer, you get employable in either of the sectors which we have discussed so far. The one is certifications, next one is real projects and a portfolio development, and as well as knowledge of tools and technologies. If once as a student or as a learner, if you have a complete idea and knowledge about the tools and the utilization of the tools and technology, definitely the confidence level can be built, and that leads to the employable ready for getting placed in any of these sectors. So that's why this makes you industry ready and employable across the multiple sectors. As I mentioned, once the skill set you have, with the confidence and the good communication skills, the industry ready you will be, and definitely you will be absorbed by any of these companies with a multi-talented skill set. And next is the conclusion. So with this, I would like to conclude saying that engineering is not just a degree, it's a mindset. The way you think, the things get changed in similar manner. So that's why to become employable, what are the different four things which are very much essential as an individual learner is: one is skilled, second one is updated. You need to update yourself because day to day, a lot of rapid change is being evolved in the society. And at the same time, adaptable. You need to adapt to the situation and circumstances and should be proactive. This is again very much the topmost or important quality as an individual should have is proactiveness. So this is how e-learning is the biggest opportunity for your generation, where you use it, reinvent it yourself. Until unless you use, you cannot reinvent yourself. That's why e-learning plays a vital role in bridging the gap between the industry and academia and getting industry ready and get employable. So that's why your career growth is truly in your hands. So I just at this moment, I would like to say one quotation that learning is your greatest investment. So if you invest your time in learning, either in a classroom or e-learning, definitely e-learning is your greatest opportunity and employability is your greatest outcome, because outcome-based learning is always very much essential. So whatever the learning you are doing, it should be measurable in the form of an output. So if your e-learning is the greatest opportunity and you are investing time in and maintaining consistency and continuously following the steps, definitely the output will be fruitful and you get better employable. With this, I thank you. Before I just wanted to say one famous quotation by Anthony D'Angelo is: develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. So with this note, I thank you once again, everyone.